Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. So I've been asked to do a video on this and give my perspective. I didn't really want to touch on this situation because it's a sad situation all the way around. But at the end of the day, man, if this is what you want to hear, I got you. So my perspective goes like this. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. First and foremost, condolences to the victim in this situation because an innocent person was killed behind tomfoolery, right? Big word, right? Behind frivolousness, behind someone, not paying attention to the rule of law and going out there and just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And now they're going to sit down for a very long time and suffer the consequences. I got stories, giving stories piggyback right. So I got something to tell you guys about this exact same type of situation and what happened. For those of you that don't know, there's a vato named El Moreno Mexicano, who's pretty known because he's a black Mexican. Look, I'll tell you guys right now, when I was in Juarez, Mexico on the run, I did run into several Mexicanos that were black. Okay, they look like African Americans, but they were African Mexicanos. And you know what? It tripped me out at first. They spoke fluent Spanish. It was just a trip. And I remember one of the guys, man, he was hella cool with some of my homeboys in Mexico. And he actually functioned with the Norteños, right? So it was a trip to see a black Mexican Norteño. I said, this motherfucker, he's everything. Right? He's got a little bit of it all. But they do exist. There are brothers, man, in Asia. I mean, worldwide. You know, you think blacks, and of course you think Oakland and Richmond and LA and Alabama and Atlanta, and you know what I'm saying? But brothers are everywhere, man. And there are Mexican black dudes. There's Mexican Asians. There's Mexican Germans. I mean, I guess they're fucking Germans, right? I don't know what they are. German, Mexican. There's a little bit of everything everywhere. Well, this guy, El Mexicano Moreno, has become famous kind of based upon he does a lot of rapping out there in Mexico. And his brother, Drex the Joint from Orange County, is pretty well known locally in Southern California, right? He has made some noise. He went through his little 15 minutes of fame on social media, man. Drex the Joint is pretty dope. You know, I listened to some of his music. He's a youngster, a black Southsider, of course, or Mexican and black Southsider out of the Orange County area, man. And like I said, it's just a sad situation. So his brother got involved in what you would call a DUI manslaughter. Now, if he was in the state of California, it works plenty of different ways, right? Because it's a DUI manslaughter, he'd probably be looking at about 10 years, a 10-piece extra crispy. You know, this one right here that he got, killing somebody, man, while inebriated, while under the influence of alcohol and drugs, he's definitely looking at anywhere from 10 to 15. Now, I don't know if he's going to get a good deal and get that. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but it's unfortunate that all these lives are lost. They're all tainted. You know, you got family members that'll never be the same. His brother, Drex the Joint has expressed, sincere emotion. You know, the emotions are going. His brother's now locked up. His brother had his thing going on, man. And just in an instant like that, making a bad decision can get you caught up. That's why I tell everybody, don't drink and drive. It's probably one of the worst things you can do. Drinking and driving, doing drugs and driving. Don't drive, period, if you're under the influence of anything, because it never works out for you. Either you're going to get a DUI, and that's about a 20,000 ticket, right? It's going to have you all jacked up, or you could obviously kill someone, man. And that's unfortunate. Imagine someone just cruising, doing their own thing, and you hit them because you're drunk. You know, it's hard enough paying attention on the road ourselves, and then we got to worry about what other people are doing. It's always got to be in the back of your mind that someone could ruin your fucking day forever. So Drex the Joint's brother, I know he's getting a lot of love and a lot of pobrecitos. People are feeling sorry for him, but I'm not. He made the conscious decision to make a bad decision, and now he's going to fucking pay the piper. I don't feel bad for anyone who drinks and drives. That's just right off the top. We all know better. We all are in a position, man, to make a decision. And if you make the wrong one, then wrong consequences will happen. So no, I'm not sad that this guy's locked up. I'm not sad that his career is over. I'm not sad that he's going to go sit down and do some time. I'm more sad for the people or the person that died behind someone's making an idiotic choice. That's what I'm concerned with. You know, people ask, well, what's your opinion on it? My opinion is go to fucking prison. Go do your time because you took a life. You took a life that you took a life too soon, man. And now you must face the consequences. So I seen people saying, oh, pobrecito, he's going through so much. Fuck him. I don't care what he's going through. What about what the family of the man that they have to bury is going through? What about that man who seen his life flash right before his eyes and then died because someone was idiotic enough to drink and drive? Now, let me explain to you something about a homie of mine, right? And I told him the same thing I'm saying right now. You made some bad fucking decisions and idiotic choices. And he agreed. And one thing about him was it was more, I think it was a little bit more damaging to him based on the persons that died. There was 2 individuals that died in his car were his best friends. So I had a homeboy, he's an Italian dude, right? With the business, hung around with Northerners, locked up, man. Just one of them dudes you don't want to fuck with, man. Looks like a quiet, calm, pretty boy ass motherfucker, but he'll roast your marshmallows straight up. He'll knock your Stay Puft Marshmallow Man about your shit, right? He's a Ghostbuster, straight up. So anyways, when I met this guy, man, we didn't really chop it up, didn't hit it off, man. He was, you know what I'm saying, an Italian dude that hung around with the Norteños. So if anything, it was a buenos dias, what's up, bro? But I didn't really know his story, and I was very skeptical. So one day I pulled him to the side like, hey, bro, if I'm going to be functioning around you and expecting you to have my back like I definitely have yours, I need to know your background. Obviously, he was in on decent charges. He wasn't no rat. He didn't have bad paperwork, nothing like that, or the homies would have been whacked him, right? He had been around at that particular prison a couple years before I got there. So anyways, he's like, yeah, bro, it's going to be a little bit of a minute to run you the story down. Let's go to the yard, take a few laps. Let's chop it up, right? So I told him, this is what I'm here for, bro. Whoop-de-whoop. He was like, all right, cool. And, you know what I'm saying? I said, I'm a Norteño. I was active at the time. I was doing my thing. And I said, now what's up with you? And so he goes on to tell me a story that is pretty familiar and similar to this. Excuse me, this story I got the burpees. I just ate McDonald's. I shouldn't, but I did. Man, the McGriddles hit different. The bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm not saying to go get you one, but man, doesn't it sound good? It was. So anyways, right? He goes on to tell me that he worked at a bank. He had just got a job at the bank, had a beautiful old lady. They were high school sweethearts. He was young. He was in his 20s, probably about 23, 24 at the time that we were chopping it up, right? And so when he was 19 years old, you know, when you're 19, you still make stupid decisions. You're not allowed to drink. You shouldn't be drinking, but at 19 years old, who isn't, right? So he was having some drinks with his homies, and they got on a drug at that time called ecstasy, right? Which I implore the people, please stay away from this bullshit, right? But he got on that, and he had just bought a brand new Acura Integra. It was all swooped up. He put all the bells and whistles on. It was clean, right? And so with him and his friends, they were street racers. You seen the Fast and the Furious? They were on their Fast and Furious shit, but his name wasn't Dominic Toretto. His name was Dominic Barroso, right? Because he chose to get high and drink and go out there on the streets and drag race with his friends and other people, right? So what had happened was, he told me too, he goes, man, I remember getting in the car, bro, and I was hella high, and I knew, it flashed before me, like, hey, you shouldn't drive, right? But he was like, fuck it, man. Everybody wanted to go because his car was supposed to be fast, and then he had this Asian dude he was going to challenge and race and whatever, right? And he had did it a couple times before, drunk, but never on ecstasy and drunk, right? So he was taking a definite risk, a risk he knew he was taking. Okay, that's the cool part of it, is people know right from wrong. And when you know you're doing wrong, you continue it. I did it my whole life. Believe me. I know when I put a gun in my waist, man, I was probably going to use it. I know when I packed a knife, I was probably going to, I knew everything I was going to do before I did it. And I still continued to fucking go with the flow because I thought that's what being a down, active homeboy was. I thought that's what was going to impress people. But they were very definitely not impressed when I got locked up. You know what they did? You ready? They left, and I never seen them again. And I get no letters. I didn't get no money for canteen. I didn't get no packages, no visits, none of that. In fact, the only people that did that were all the people that were telling me, no, don't do it. They're the ones that looked out for me. But everyone that was telling me, ponle, come on, let's get it. They got on. You know what I'm saying? If that fucking resonates with you, then you know what it is. Anyone that's been locked up knows the story. So anyways, the homeboy goes on to tell me a story that one night they were high, man. He was drunk, him and his two friends, his two best friends. And they decided to do a race in a street. And usually the way they would do is they'd do it about 1 a.m. So there's not that many people on the streets. But it was about 11 o'clock at night when he chose to do this. So there's a lot of people still out there. People are leaving the clubs. People are getting off work, whatever, so on and so forth. And so he takes off, man. He gets up to about 110 miles an hour. Okay. And a truck pulls out in front of him and he loses, his steering column just locks up on him. He ends up hitting a telephone pole. His friends were in the back. He had just put this new system. It was like supposed to be like a vest type racing car thing, seatbelts. These dudes weren't wearing them because they were uncomfortable. He hadn't like stretched them out yet, so they were real tight. So they took them off, both of them. Idiotic move. They're drunk, they're high, they're enjoying it, right? He has his seatbelt on. He's doing 110. This truck pulls out. He swerves. For some reason, his fucking steering wheel locks up, and he hits a telephone pole, and both his friends go flying. One goes flying out the side window. The other one goes through the windshield. They're dead on impact. Boom. He knocks out. He's all fucked up. He had a big scar on his head. It cracked his whole shit. He wakes up in the hospital, handcuffed to the bed, and next thing you know, he's locked up for DUI manslaughter. Okay? For his two best friends, and even more so than the time. And we're talking about a person who wasn't a part of a gang, never been locked up, never did time in county, juvenile hall. None of that. Was a good boy, right? Was a good dude. He had a job at a bank. He had a beautiful old lady. In fact, I think she was pregnant at the time. Like, he had his life going on. He had a nice car, a couple nice cars, truck, like just buying a home with his old lady at 19, like really doing it, right? And just an instant like that, he wakes up handcuffed. He ends up catching the DUI manslaughter. And the worst thing he said out of all of it was that his two best friends died. He couldn't share this experience with them of what he was going through because he was locked up for their murder. And he ended up catching 10 years for a voluntary manslaughter, right? Even though they got involuntary and voluntary, because he was drunk, because he was high, he told his lawyer, look, man, I want to do time. I don't want to try to get a better deal. No, I want to do time for what I did. I want to admit it. This is what happened. My best friends deserve that much, right? Even though they made the conscious decision to jump in the back of the vehicle, this was a decision that he ultimately made to get behind that wheel. He took 10 on the chin. He was doing 10 years. Of course, we go in there. He catches a little stabbing, tacks on a few more years. It's just part of the game. This dude went from your average to a savage in prison, man. He was a beast. He was handling business. He was fucking opposition up. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, it was like the movie Shot Caller. Someone who was never involved with the business or in that life now has to be a part of that life. The fact is, doing that DUI and being on drugs and all that, driving like that, changed everybody's situation. His girl left him. He never got to see his kid. Definitely lost his job at the bank. Totaled his car. You know what I'm saying? Family fucking had to fucking pay the mortgage for a little while. Couldn't afford it. Lost his home. Lost everything he had. Doing time, hanging around with Norteños, so he's influenced to do stabbings and other curriculum activities, right? And his two best friends are dead. The families don't talk to him because they blame him. Just like that, he went from having his life going on to that. So that story resonates with me when I think about El Moreno Mexicano, because you were going to have to pay the piper. You're going to have to go in there and do your time. And all these other content creators, oh, it's messed up. It is messed up. But what's more messed up is how that family is having to grieve and bury, a family member because some dude didn't know how to handle his liquor and couldn't call an Uber. You just had to drive. So no, I don't feel upset over it. I don't feel like pobrecito or, I don't feel nothing. I feel more pobrecito for baby Manuel, a baby that couldn't control his destiny rather than a full-grown man that could. Now, I know his brother, man, is a rapper and people are feeling bad because he was a rapper or involved like that. But hey, quietly as it's kept, it just is part of the game, man. Your life can change. That's why I say stay on the swivel. Pay attention to you and yours. I hear it all the time. Use a punk. Use a sucker, man. You're in the house all the time. You're not out on the streets like a real one. Real ones, man, that are my age, keep their ass inside before 10 o'clock p.m. Anything after 10 is nothing but drama, chaos, and bullshit. And that's a fact. My grandfather once told me, he said, Mijo, why are you going out real late? And he said, every time you're giving me a call talking about, my fucking car got broken into. I got robbed. Oh, man, some bitch set me up. Oh, the fucking opposition shot me. Oh, this. Every time. Never nothing good. Never, never, grandpa, you want fucking Jack in the Box? Never nothing. It's always bullshit. He used to tell me, anything past 10, take your ass to sleep or keep your ass inside. So for all the guys that are like, oh, man, he's a real one. He's really out in the streets. He fucking did a DUI and hit an innocent person. That's not a real one. That's a fucking stupid one. And that's a fact. No disrespect. I know his brother Drex is probably feeling some type of way. I mean, it is his brother. And I understand, man, now that your brother's life is going to change. Do I hope he gets the 15-piece extra crispy? I hope he gets about 10. You know what I'm saying? Something that'll teach them something, because usually these guys get a slap on the wrist. They get some DUI classes and maybe a couple years in prison. They go to a level 1 or a level 2, and it's like kiddie camp for them. And they get out and they fuck up again. You got to learn your lesson. Prison is there for you to learn your lesson. Take advantage of the fucking of the position they put you in. Understand that you fucked up, and that's why you're away from your family and you're doing time. And take advantage of the incentives and the programs that they got there that could help you become a better man and a productive member of society when you get out. I don't know how much game I have to give you. I told you I'm giving you game, not giving up game. So as far as I feel about El Moreno Mexicano, he's just another idiot who got inebriated and killed an innocent person. I don't feel no difference because he's semi-famous. He's a B-side player or none of that. None of that matters to me. This one Southsider got at me. He was like, damn, that's a homie, man. You know what I'm saying? His brother's from Sur gang. And so this and that. And I said, out Sur, Norte, none of that bulldog, none of that matters to me, bro. The point is, this Vato was drunk and he killed an innocent person. And that's all that should matter to anyone. You know, it's a sad situation. Don't get it twisted, man, to see someone plummet and their downfall. But when they had the decision to make and they made the wrong one, you can't be mad at it. It just is what it is. Hey, there's going to be plenty of other fucking things that are going on in this world, man, that merit my attention more than some dude doing a DUI just because he's a black Mexican. It doesn't matter to me if you're a black Mexican, white Mexican, green Mexican, orange Mexican, or even a pink Mexican, right? And I know a few of those on YouTube. I'm cool with it. That dude needs to go do his time, and that's my perspective on it. Be accountable for your decisions. If more people were accountable for their decisions, they won't be in the position I'm in. Almost a 50-year-old man sitting here on YouTube dressing like I'm young. I'm just trying to tell you. I want you to do better in life. And the only way to do better is learn from your experiences. And if your experiences have a negative impact on you, well, then that's just the way it is, man. You should have been thinking before you were drinking. Facts. Now, as far as his brother goes, Drex the Joint, he's had a lot of controversy and chaos. I seen him on No Jumper. I seen him on these different platforms. And there was a lot of people questioning his integrity, questioning his banging, questioning his barrio. You know what? Hey, at the end of the day, man, it's sad that someone could go on social media and get their whole life tore apart or tore down without people even knowing them in real life. It happens to me all the time. I got so many haters that hate me, man. But you know what? I turned it into a great thing. It's inspirational. It's inspiring. It wakes up the dragon. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, as long as your name is out there, all publicity is good publicity. This, though, for Drex the Joint is definitely not good publicity, because this shows, man, that him and his brother are out there making flim-flam decisions, man, that ultimately get people killed. You can't live that down. You got to have a guilty conscience. When you fuck up and you kill someone because of your idiotic choices, you got to be accountable, man. So what's going to happen to him? He's going to go to prison. He's going to go to prison, and he's either going to learn his lesson or he isn't. That's what happens in the penitentiary. Motherfuckers, man, I say it like that, penitentiary. I didn't say it wrong. That's how I say it. Motherfuckers go into jail. Some people, they get with the program. They start joining programs. They start doing better. It doesn't matter, active, non-active. None of that matters, man. Hey, take care of you and yours, because you're the only one that cares about you, right? Then you got those that want to be a part of the bigger program, and they want to gangbang, and they want to do that, and they never get out. Okay? You've already hurt your mother, your family enough. Do you want to continue to hurt them by getting your face all blasted back, by going in there and fucking rolling with the homies and doing your thing? That's up to you. Again, you're a man that makes your own decisions, or a woman that makes your own decisions. That's like a woman that works at the strip club, and that she dressed in a certain way, provocative, and then wonders why these guys are following her home, stalking her, and doing weird shit. She's blaming everyone else but herself. You got to hold yourself accountable. Hey, no, I'm not to knock a stripper or anything. It's a job. Do your thing, girl. It's to get your money. But don't be mad when you got these weirdos that are over there fucking trying to take you home or take advantage of you doing that, because you're dressing provocative and you're waking up something inside of them that shouldn't be there in the first place. I'm just saying, I can go all over the place with this. I'm trying to give you guys knowledge you can't get in college. Game, right? At the end of the day, man, respect to El Moreno Mexicano, but go do your time, ese. Now we're going to see does he roll with the brothers? Does he roll with the paisas? Does he roll with the sureños? Who does he roll with? That's a true question to ask, man, because the difference in who you roll with can be the difference in how you do your time. With that being said, there's my perspective on it. Let the baboso go do time. And I said baboso with a capital B. Why? Because you did some stupid ass shit, and now people have to bury their loved one. Fucking sad situation, man. People over here feeling bad for the guy who hit him. What about the guy who got hit? That's like the motherfuckers that say, give Rebecca and Jake their job. Fuck them. I'm worried about the babies, man. You guys are tripping. Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. I will be doing some videos right now on the smaller channel 2 very good ones. Make sure you guys tap in. And remember, as always, man, these videos are sponsored by Vario Liquors, the coldest cold ones. It's crazy. We're talking about DUIs, right? Don't drink and drive while going to Lollies, right? The coldest cold ones in Vario Liquors in Turlock, California, man. Tap in. The gun.